For years, Skinwalker Ranch has been a place that defies conventional scientific understanding, a site of unrelenting mystery and persistent phenomena that have both baffled and fascinated those who dare to investigate it. This season marked one of the most ambitious scientific undertakings ever attempted on the property, culminating in a series of high-stakes experiments designed to pierce the veil of the unknown and perhaps for the first time glimpse the mechanisms behind some of the world's most perplexing anomalies. The centerpiece of this year's work was a drilling operation into the Mesa, a rocky formation long suspected to be hiding something extraordinary beneath its surface. Ground-penetrating radar had revealed the presence of a massive dome-shaped object surrounded by smaller anomalies buried deep within the sandstone. The mission was straightforward in theory, but plagued by inexplicable obstacles in practice. Drilling equipment repeatedly failed after making contact with the anomaly. Drill rods mysteriously detached or broke apart, and progress was frustratingly slow. It was almost as if something inside the Mesa was actively resisting their efforts, extracting the drilling rods from within. Yet the team persisted, determined to complete 2 boreholes that would allow the insertion of scanning instruments to probe and identify what lay below. Weeks of painstaking work culminated in a breakthrough. Against mounting setbacks and approaching seasonal weather constraints, the team finally retrieved a broken drill rod and resumed their push upward. Spirits were high as they inched closer to their goal, believing that the long-awaited moment of penetrating the Mesa's hidden secrets was near. But drilling was only one facet of a much larger and more ambitious experiment. Parallel to the excavation, the team prepared a suite of highly coordinated tests designed to interrogate the ranch's anomalous environment on an unprecedented scale. LiDAR light detection and ranging technology, renowned for its precision in mapping physical structures, was deployed in multiple forms: a mobile LiDAR vehicle, a handheld SLAM scanner, a terrestrial laser scanner, a drone-based LiDAR system, and even a helicopter-mounted setup. These instruments were synchronized to sweep the ranch from ground level to several thousand feet above, searching for anomalies invisible to the naked eye. The plan was meticulous. Once night fell, a rocket would be launched from the east field to stimulate potential phenomena. As the rocket ascended, imaging expert John Brown would pilot the LiDAR vehicle across the property, while Cameron Fugel followed directly above in a helicopter equipped with night vision goggles and specialty cameras. Their route would trace a path from the east field to the enigmatic Triangle hotspot, past the Mesa drill site, and onto Homestead 2. Jim Royston would contribute aerial LiDAR data via drone, focusing on areas known for GPS anomalies where signals inexplicably vanished as though swallowed by a void. Each step was designed to provoke capture and correlate phenomena across multiple sensors and perspectives. The experiment unfolded with a blend of anticipation and trepidation. The rocket launched successfully, streaking skyward as LiDAR scans swept the landscape, but almost immediately anomalies began to manifest. Cameron, flying 1,000 feet above the LiDAR truck, reported that he was directly above it, yet observers on the ground could clearly see his helicopter trailing far behind. Visual perception and actual position diverged dramatically, as if space itself had been distorted. Minutes later, a second rocket launch vanished from Cameron's view entirely, despite clear weather and an unobstructed line of sight. This eerily echoed a previous experiment in which a rocket disappeared momentarily mid-flight. Subsequent LiDAR scans detected a vertical spire roughly 300 feet high in the east field, coinciding with an area of repeated GPS voids and possibly explaining the visual anomalies. Intrigued by these developments, the team intensified their efforts. A hot air balloon burner blasted flames into the 3 one-foot-high zone above the triangle, where a blob-like anomaly had allegedly destroyed a rocket in 2022. As the flames roared, upward thermal and infrared cameras captured unusual movements, fog-like distortions, and ring-shaped patterns wrapping around an invisible structure. Cameron, now at 5,000 feet, reported multiple small objects zipping past the helicopter through his night vision goggles, objects invisible to the naked eye and absent from most instruments. Similar sightings had been recorded in 2022, when UAPs were seen entering the Mesa and exiting toward the Triangle. Radio interference spiked at the same altitude, suggesting energetic disturbances coinciding with the anomalies. In the midst of this chaos, a long-awaited milestone was achieved. The drill finally broke through the Mesa. After months of effort and repeated failures, the first borehole was complete. It was a triumphant moment, the culmination of a laborious and dangerous project. The hole, over 600 feet deep, would allow the insertion of beacons, radiation sources, and advanced instruments to probe the mysterious object detected by radar. Although the operation had to pause due to seasonal weather, the borehole's completion was hailed as one of the investigation's greatest successes. It marked the first tangible access point to whatever lay hidden beneath the Mesa's rocky facade. A few days later, the team convened with ranch owner Brandon Fugel and special guests Ryan Graves, a former Navy pilot and UAP whistleblower, and Brad Crispin of Americans for Safe Airspace. Reviewing the data gathered from the experiment, they marveled at the sheer volume and complexity of the findings. 4 different LiDAR systems had operated simultaneously, capturing over 100 gigabytes of data. Among the most startling results was the repeated detection of a massive cone-shaped anomaly extending nearly 2,000 feet into the air above the triangle. A laser projected vertically had been stopped by an invisible barrier at the same altitude, an inexplicable result suggesting the presence of a physical field or force. Data from the mobile LiDAR vehicle revealed unexplained returns in the sky above the east field, precisely where anomalies had been detected 2 years earlier. Equally puzzling were the GPS anomalies. Royston's drone flights along the so-called in-and-out path, where a UAP had once flown through solid rock, showed repeated signal losses at consistent points. In over 40 flights, GPS data had vanished in the same locations, suggesting interference from a persistent, localized phenomenon. This correlated with the location of the 300-foot spire detected by LiDAR and the spot where rockets and drones had vanished from view. Even more astonishing, the SLAM scanner detected LiDAR returns beneath the ground, an impossibility for infrared technology which cannot penetrate solid Earth. These subterranean readings, paired with ring-shaped anomalies above ground, bore a striking resemblance to theoretical models of traversable wormholes. Scientists speculated that such a structure would bend space and time, and indeed, the team had measured a quarter-second time anomaly above the triangle during previous experiments. The implications were staggering. Could these anomalies explain how UAPs had seemingly flown through solid rock? Were the GPS voids and visual distortions evidence of localized space-time distortions? And if so, was Skinwalker Ranch home to some kind of natural or artificial portal? The team remained cautious but excited. The data pointed to patterns and repeatable phenomena, hallmarks of legitimate scientific discovery. Even skeptics had to concede that the evidence was unlike anything encountered before. Subsequent analysis revealed further surprises, including footage of strange lights emerging from Dry Gold's Creek, where previous expeditions had recorded equipment, dead zones, burnt vegetation, and even the carcass of an animal resembling a direwolf. Elsewhere, rockets appeared to freeze mid-air before turning white, a known symptom of intense microwave radiation exposure. All signs pointed to an underlying source, perhaps within the mesa itself, influencing a wide range of phenomena across the ranch. The completion of the borehole opened new avenues for exploration. The next phase would involve widening it to 1.5 feet in diameter to allow the insertion of ground-penetrating radar tomography devices and radiation detectors. These instruments could reveal the true nature of the buried object, whether metallic debris, a structured artifact, or something far more exotic. With a partial volumetric model already constructed, the team aimed to refine their imaging and better understand the anomaly's composition and geometry. The sheer volume of data collected posed its own challenges. Terabytes of information from drones, rockets, LiDAR, and sensors required advanced analytical tools beyond human capability. To tackle this, the team deployed Athena, an AI platform capable of detecting subtle patterns and correlations that might otherwise go unnoticed. By analyzing how variables changed over time and across experiments, Athena could help piece together a coherent picture of the underlying forces at work. As they reviewed data from the past season, the researchers marveled at the breadth of their discoveries. Nearly every experiment, whether rocket launches, drone flights, or river expeditions, produced anomalies, missing data, unexpected trajectories, unexplained radiation spikes, and sudden communications disruptions. Even aircraft flyovers displayed erratic flight paths inconsistent with visual observations. It became clear that whatever was influencing these phenomena was both pervasive and complex, defying simple explanation. Yet despite the confusion, a tantalizing picture was emerging. Patterns were forming, connections were being drawn, and hypotheses were taking shape. The ranch seemed to be at the nexus of multiple phenomena, energetic, spatial, and perhaps even temporal, that interacted in ways science had yet to fully comprehend. In their closing meeting, the team reflected on the journey. For some, like Jay Stratton Skinwalker Ranch, had been a part of their lives for decades, and the sense of progress was deeply personal. The ranch, he believed, was attempting to communicate in its own enigmatic way. As the season concluded, the investigators were left with more questions than answers, but also with an unprecedented wealth of data and a renewed sense of purpose. The next chapter would involve deeper probes, more advanced technology, and perhaps the first direct interaction with whatever intelligence or natural process was shaping the ranch's mysteries. In the end, the central question surrounding Skinwalker Ranch has evolved. It is no longer simply what if, but what now? The pursuit of answers is pushing the boundaries of science itself, forcing researchers to reconsider their understanding of physics, space, and time. With new instruments, artificial intelligence, and collaborative expertise converging on the site, the team stands on the brink of discoveries that could reshape our understanding of reality. And while the mysteries of Skinwalker Ranch remain unsolved, each experiment, each anomaly, and each fragment of data brings humanity one step closer to unlocking the secrets of one of the strangest and most compelling places on Earth.